All right, today limited were Jair, Kenny Clark, Josh Jacobs, Elton Jenkins, Marshawn Lloyd, Josh Myers, Rasheed Walker, Evan Williams, and Jordan Morgan. Kobe Wooden did not practice.
For Marshawn Lloyd, is that the ankle that's the bigger issue, or is it the hamstring? I saw he was on with both on yesterday's injury report.
Yeah, I don't think it's a hamstring. We got it scanned. So it's something else going on, but I think we feel confident. He looked good out there today at practice, so we'll see how he progresses and see where he's at.
Do you have any hesitation if he's physically ready to play?
No.
I mean, given he hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's hard about it, I would say, is that we've got 3 other backs that we're really confident in. So I don't know if we've ever dressed 4 for a game. So it's I guess a good problem to have, but it's a tough decision, definitely.
What do you think you might do with that last roster spot that's still open? Would you add maybe somebody up front on the defensive line from the practice squad, or wait to see how Marshawn is?
I think that would probably be the action that we take.
Players always talk about, getting into that rhythm of the week so they're 100% on Sunday. And as a coach, when you're coming off a bye, are there things that you look for during the week of practice to make sure that, they're back into that rhythm? Like, how was today's practice?
Today was outstanding. I feel like the last 2 days the energy has been exactly where you want it to be. So it's never going to be perfect at practice in terms of the execution. There's a lot of install. There's some new plays. Like I talked about yesterday, we're doing a little bit more just unscripted, unscouted looks. So you'd like to see how the guys react. But in terms of the energy and the things that are within their control, the effort, all that, I thought it was on point.
Hey, Matt, there are 4 guys still here from your first season. Jair, Rashawn, Elton, and Kenny Clark.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about those guys' longevity and what they've been able to do that they're still standing here?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about them. Matter of fact, I was talking to Kenny about it yesterday, and I think it takes a certain type of guy. Certainly, a lot of those guys were pretty young in their career, but it just also goes to show this league is ever changing, ever evolving. The shelf life of a player is not really that long. And I think it's always good for those guys to talk to the younger guys just in terms of maximizing your time in this league and in our building. It makes me, yeah, it does. I can't believe we're talking year 6. Definitely got a few more gray hairs, I feel like. Yeah, it goes fast, and you truly do want to maximize each and every day to try to be your best, get a little bit better, and see where you end up at the end of it.
Some of the guys mentioned maybe it was you or someone else, but put together a Packers-Bears rivalry video. Probably a stupid question here, but why is that important? I know there's so much personnel swapping these days. I'm not sure how big the rivalry is compared to past years, or if you guys even feel that,
Yeah, I think it's always important to educate our guys. It was just a 1-minute video that Mike Halbach and his guys put together, and I thought it was well done. So we showed it to them, and just how important that our guys, this team now, is to this rivalry. And it's another NFC North opponent, and I don't think you can ever look past that. And we always talk about the North and trying to own our division, and right now we're 0-2 versus the division, so it's a big-time game.
Did you show any stuff from the Forrest Gregg, Mike Ditka era?
There were some clips on there that I had no idea who they were, so.
You should. Forrest Gregg did that, and they had about 4 personal foul penalties.
Yeah, there was nothing crazy like that.
What do you thought of what Swift has kind of brought to their offense, and obviously kind of having a history with him in the North, kind of the back he is?
Yeah, I think he's a dynamic back. I think he's a really good player, and he has been. I think, some of the things that limited him maybe in Detroit, where he was injured a little bit. But in terms of his ability when he gets the ball in his hands, he is dynamic. He's explosive, and he can do it in the passing game as well, and it's evident. He's a guy that I've always had a lot of respect for, coming out of Georgia, and just the style of runner he is. He's kind of like what you look for, and so it's not a surprise to me that he's stayed healthier the last 2 years, I would say, and he's had a lot of success with that.
You mentioned around, in response to this question about maybe adding a defensive lineman, so I think maybe that's Jonathan Ford because he's been here for 3 years. What have you thought of him since he's come back from the injury? Obviously, you've been with him for quite a spell now.
Yeah, I think Jay Ford continues to get better, and would have no reservations with that, and no hesitation to put him in a game. And I think he's really attacked it the right way, and has shown a lot of improvement.
Safer got to keep grinding and grinding and grinding and not, never really getting a chance.
Yeah, I think sometimes, different players' paths are a little bit different, and you got to put it into work. And I think we've seen a lot of good examples of guys that have, spent a significant amount of time on a P squad and have grinded and finally gotten their opportunity. Guys like Bo Melton, Aaron Mosby. So I think that's always good, and I think it gives guys that are in that situation some hope for them if they continue to work and do the right things and perform at a high level, that they'll get their opportunity.
If I understood you right, you kind of do a little self-scouting every week, or try to stay up on that. So what was the bye week for the coaches as opposed to the players? I guess it was for rest. What was it for you guys?
I would say there's a lot of rest in there as well. But I think it does give you an opportunity to kind of look at everything, because usually when you're doing the self-scout, you're really looking at the numbers, right? I mean, for the most part. But it allows you to take a deeper dive, to watch the tape, and, because the numbers don't always, to me, always tell you the whole story. They might tell you what you're successful at, but they don't necessarily tell you the why behind it. So I think it allows you to really dissect the tape and see why you're doing something well, or maybe, you might have something that should be doing well that's not, and you can find out why. And you don't want to just scrap things you're not doing good at. Maybe it's lack of execution, whatever it may be. So I think it gives you a deeper analysis to maybe either contradict the numbers or to validate them.
Does it lead to you putting guys in different positions? Like maybe you've put them in certain plays and you thought that was going to work and it didn't, and maybe...
Yeah, I think everything's on the table. I think there's a lot of discovery that comes out of that process.